Well, good morning, but just barely because it's almost noon. Little creek here. We're going to call this the mountain stream of the day, even though we're right in the middle of town. So we're still in Damascus. Legs feeling a lot better this morning. We're going down to resupply. So this is kind of a test walk of about a mile one way. And I can still feel a little bit of pain and grabbing, but the swelling is markedly reduced. I started some steroids yesterday, and they, I think, have really helped out the reduction of the swelling, and I'm hoping the pain's going to be less. I haven't iced yet because they were cleaning in the shelter, mopping and sweeping and all that, so we kind of sat outside for a while they cleaned up. But as soon as I get back from lunch, I'm going to hit the ice and continue that all evening. I'll talk with my friend Rick later on and kind of see what his thoughts are on us hiking out tomorrow. But I've planned us, 10 or 11, 12 mile days for the next week or so into Marion, Virginia. That's kind of where I think our next resupply will be. That'll be 5 days out, I believe, of resupply. And then we can pop in, maybe get a hotel for one night in Marion. We can't really afford to do a lot more than that. But anyway, that's our working plan right now. So this is Damascus. Right over here is the First United Methodist Church, or the Damascus United Methodist Church. They have a hostel called The Place. It's $10. It's very bare bones. We were talking to Medicine Man the other day. He stayed there. And it's pretty much, throw your stuff out on the floor and sleep in the fellowship hall, I think. Not much in the way of amenities. Maybe they have a shower, I don't know. Dancing Berry Inn's right here on the right. Several hostels here in town. Lots of things that you can see and do. Lots of artwork. It's a really neat little town, and there's a bear. So that's the first bear of the AT, even though it's carved out of a stump. And I'll tell you, I will tell you a little bit more about Damascus later on. One of the things that I'll tell you about is Trail Days, which is an annual gathering of hikers. More details later. Lots of art, lots of things like that here. Here's the Dragonfly Inn, another place you could stay if you wanted to. We called and checked on rates there. Knowing that we were going to be here for a few days, we were trying to find the most cost-efficient place we could find. So anyway, that's a really pretty place. Dragonfly Inn. The Outfitter used to be downtown. They moved up the road, and there's a brewery or distillery, I think it is, Damascus Distillery there now. We'll go by the Outfitters on our way back. Oh, this is kind of cool. Look at this. Pretty place here. They've got a pretty dog inside the house there. I'm not going to video inside their house. But anyway, this is what downtown Damascus looks like. Best as I remember, the post office is going to be off to the right over here just a little ways. There's an ATC center down here on the right that's new to us. They've been building it since 2019. I remember they had raised the land and there was just an empty lot there because it used to be parking. And then when we were back up here more recently, they were in the process of getting it geared up and built. And now it's up and open. It wasn't open yesterday, but I didn't want to walk this far yesterday, even though it's only half a mile. Okay, Appalachian Heritage Distillery is the name of the little place over here. Lots of gift shops and that sort of thing. Damascus Outfitters, Adventure Damascus is right down here. So I mentioned earlier the Virginia Creeper Trail comes through here. So there's lots of bike rentals, things like that down through here as well. So they do biking and hiking. But Damascus is known as Trail Town, USA. And it is because I'm actually on the Appalachian Trail. Well, actually the Appalachian Trail is marked on the other side of the street over there, but the trail actually comes northbound from crossing the bridge coming back this way. So I'm actually going southbound right now. So I just crossed the bridge at the south end of town and turned right, headed out towards Food City. And I'm actually on the Virginia Creeper Trail right now. So this is, I mentioned in an earlier video, it's a 34-mile rails to trail bike path that goes from White Top Station through Damascus is the halfway point, and then on into Abingdon, Virginia. And this is pretty typical of what you see along the trail. There's some dirt roads involved, but it's a really well-maintained bicycle path. And honestly, coming into Damascus, you get a shuttle up to White Top, and pretty much you get on the bike and aim it downhill and just coast. You don't have to pedal much at all, and it's beautiful. It's about a half-day trip or so, and I highly recommend Virginia Creeper Trail to folks that are interested in seeing some nature without expending a whole lot of effort. It's not terribly expensive. There's all kinds of bike shops here in town that run shuttles up and rent bikes and helmets and that sort of thing. Pack a day pack with some lunch and some water, and it's a really neat little trip. So we're actually on the Creeper Trail right now, and if we continued walking 17 more miles, we'd be in Abington, Virginia. Well, here's a few cascades for you, even though we're on a 0 day. I guess technically not a 0 day, because I'm walking a mile to the grocery store and a mile back. So it's a 2 mile day. Maybe 3 by the time I get all my errand running done. We've got to run to the Outfitters. Probably we'll walk up to Subway or somewhere for supper tonight. But it has been beautiful weather here in Damascus. I think we're going to have a little bit of rain tomorrow afternoon, but not a lot. Maybe a little bit of rain the following day, and then it clears out again. Temperatures are not going to be insane, I don't believe, so I'm looking forward to that. But I am going to check at the Outfitters just to see what they've got in the way of rain gear. I think that my 5 or 5.5 year old jacket is just done. So if I can find something that's fairly lightweight and not ridiculously expensive, I may swap that out and send the other one home. Still really on the fence about sending home some of the weight in our pack, because our next really big thing is the Grayson Highlands area, which is gorgeous. But I've been there enough to know about it, and I know the weather can be kind of crazy up there at any time of the year. And you can go up there in May or June and still potentially get a little bit of snow when you get close to Mount Rogers. The trail doesn't go over Mount Rogers, but it goes within about 500 feet of it. And Mount Rogers is the highest point in Virginia. Thomas Knob Shelter is really close to the side trail that leads you to the summit of Mount Rogers. Probably won't go up there because there's no view. There's just a marker at the top that says, hey, this is the highest point in Virginia. But I've actually, as many times as I've been up there, I've never actually summited Mount Rogers. But I'm okay with that because there's no views. I know the traffic is really loud right here, but this is the park right here in Damascus. It's on the south side of town. They've got an old caboose and some kind of an old engine here, I guess reminiscent of the railway that used to run through here that's now the Creeper Trail. But this is where they have trail days every year. And if you look in the distance, and I'm gonna try to zoom here without going crazy, right up there, there's a pavilion. So they have music and entertainment, and all the festivities are led from there. Tent City is a little bit out of town, maybe a mile or so. There's the area where people can come into trail days and pitch up their tents and stay for the weekend. I'll give you a little bit more information about that later on, but this is actually the primary site of it is right here in this park. The trail comes in up on the north end of, the south end of this park in the distance there, and then kind of comes along through here, and it hangs a right, and we're gonna go across this bridge, and we are on the Appalachian Trail right now. So I'm getting a few miles in today, not a ton, but so far the leg's feeling okay. I was describing to Gavin, it feels like if you put a piece of tape, a wide piece of tape over your skin, and then extend your foot or draw it back or whatever, there's a little bit of a pulling feel under the tape where the tape and the skin are pulling. That's kind of what my foot feels like right now. Nothing sharp and jagged, which is good. I'm gonna get back, I'm gonna elevate nice for a while, have some lunch. We still got to go to the Outfitters today because I'm still interested in looking at a rain jacket, and Hawkeye needs some fuel for his stove, so we'll make that trip. But he's on a bicycle. I wanted to walk just to see how my leg did. Also, we need to come down and check out the ATC Conservancy building over here. So we'll do that after lunch. We'll talk to you soon. So I mentioned earlier that Damascus is known as Trail Town, USA. And here's the arc that proclaims it. I'll come over here and zoom in on this. I'm not sure who painted this one. There's no signature on it, but the Appalachian Trail is a footpath for those who seek fellowship with the wilderness, which we most absolutely have done. Used to be a Dollar General right here. Understand it went out of business, not sure why. But anyway, downtown Damascus. We're also on this brick pathway, and these are fancier bricks than the ones that I've seen so far, but these are all placed in honor of, I'm sure, people that have hiked the trail over the years. And it kind of goes all the way up through town like this. Here's another mural that was painted by Brant. His YouTube channel is, phooey. I want to say it's Brant and Marley, but that may not be right. I'll look it up and put it in the subscription. It's named for his dog, who actually passed away, sadly, a little while back. But Brant's working at Mountain Crossings, and I didn't even realize he used to work here in Damascus at an outfitter. This used to be the site of the Mount Rogers Outfitters, but they've moved up the street now, and they've got the Appalachian Heritage Distillery here now. But Brant painted this picture right here. I remember seeing that on his YouTube channel as he was finishing it up. Well, we've hiked back down through town, and we are at the new ATC building. I'm not sure when they opened, but this is the first time that we've been here that it has been open. This is really cool. I'm guessing this is an elevation profile. Let me show you this close up. The elevation of the trail is etched in right there. That's really cool. But we've never been in here. The last time we were here, it wasn't ready yet. But we're gonna go in here and see what's going on. And we're looking for some gear. The gear shop that I usually go to doesn't look like they're open, but we'll see what we can find. There's another gear shop here in town. Well, inside the ATC, and you are here. So this is some information about the town of Damascus, and I'll share some of that with you a little bit later on in the video today. If you want to pause and read the sign, you can do that. I think I've got nearly everything in frame. And it's a fairly new building. I don't know when they opened, but this is the area. Oops, I'm upside down. I'll go around the other side. So where are we and where are we going? We are here in Damascus, and we'll be headed out this way. And we'll be following, I'm pretty sure it's this line right here. No, that's not it, because we go up over White Top, so it's the dotted line right here. So we go up and over White Top Mountain. Probably will camp somewhere in this area here, and then this is Elk Garden, I think, or maybe that's down here. That's down here. And Mount Rogers and Thomas Knob's Shelter are going to be in our next few days. Mount Rogers, I mentioned earlier, is the highest peak in Virginia. And then we come down from there, and we hit the Grayson Highlands State Park. And that'll be really, really beautiful. This area right in through here, I think that's called Wilburn Ridge. And then we've got the Wise Shelter over here, and this is Wilson Creek. And we'll be staying somewhere in there. We go over to the Scales and then out and down to Marion, Virginia. So that's the next week of our travel in one giant map right here. Okay, probably one of the most important posters in the building. It's the 7 principles of leave no trace. And these things are things that I have committed to memory. And they are your guidelines for venturing into the backcountry and leaving things exactly the way that you found them. So this is a place where you may want to pause the video and study over, because these are all very, very important pieces of information. I'll zoom in just a tad here. Well, it's been a day of fiddling around inside Damascus today. I'm gonna wait right here and let this car pass me by. But I wanted to walk up to another hostel in here. It's just up the road, waiting on cars. Okay, there they go. This is Lady Di's hostel, and I'm kind of curious. I know you saw Catherine in one of our earlier videos because she brought food out to us at Sam's Gap. And there's a chance that I may have met Lady Di before. I don't really know, but I did at least want to go introduce myself and take a picture for Catherine. So I'm going to pop in here briefly, and we'll go back to our hostel and pack our bags and get ready to go. All right, so I'm going to close out. I think this is day 47. Just going to give you a walkthrough, and I keep saying I'm going to do this at all the hostels, and I haven't, but this place has been awesome. Of course, we've been here for 4 nights now. This will be our 4th night convalescing with my leg. So as you walk in, they do your laundry. You put your stuff in a basket. They take care of your laundry, which is awesome. And then you got a kitchen here, full kitchen. You have kitchen rights. So I've actually cooked in here a couple of nights. They've got coffee in the mornings. All the stuff that you need here, some free hiker food. And then as you go on in, they've got the dining room area. You can sit down here and eat. They've got television. They've got VCR. You can watch DVDs, whatever. VCR, I guess, is passe, but they do have one. And they have a few VHS tapes up there. And then they've got the bunk room area here. They've got, here, I'll just kind of walk you through. Over here's the bathroom. So they've got the best towels of any hostel that I've been to so far here in the bathroom. Good size shower. I mean, it's a full size tub, which is awesome because I've been in a place that had a tub that was like 30 inches by 30 inches and it's tight. So a couple of bunks in here, and we've got 4 more bunks in here. We've got 6 bunks in this room here in this front room. And then Hawkeye and I stayed, I'm not going to go in here because there's other people, but this is a private room that's got a double bed and then 2 bunks in it. So really nice place to stay. It's the folks that are maintaining the hostel, Treehouse Smokey and Fathom, I think is his name. They're awesome guys, very hospitable. They're down to earth. They're hikers. Treehouse is a Triple Crown. Here's his Triple Crown certificates right up here on the wall. So congratulations to him for finishing that up. But anyway, we're going to close our day out. It's been a wonderful stay here. But thankfully, I think I'm ready to hike tomorrow. We're going to do about 8.5 or so miles to the first shelter out and just sort of see how my leg does. I'm going to take it slow for a few days and build back up to some miles as we get on up into Virginia. So thanks for joining us. Tune in tomorrow and be ready for some new hiking adventures tomorrow.